Hey guys, welcome back to Electrical Car Repair Live. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel, guys. If you have any of the following three cars, guys, Chrysler 200, Fiat 500 or Dodge Ram Promaster, guys, with a 2.4 Multiair engine, guys, and you're trying to replace your timing chain tensioner, stay with us, guys. We're going to show you what you need to do from start to finish. You guys do not need to remove your engine to do that. Why we have the engine out of this car? Because, guys, we have more than 100 videos on that engine alone, guys. We want to show you with a great detail where every bolt is located, how to remove and replace every component, because if that engine is in the car, it's practically impossible, guys. Our mission here at the shop is to save you guys as much money as we can. So take advantage, guys. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you have any questions, guys, leave a comment below. Hopefully, guys, the video will be helpful and we'll have many more videos on that engine. In addition, every car we get at the shop will be making at least 200 videos. So, all the tools and parts, guys, including replacement tensioner and all that stuff, will be listed in the description of the video below. If you're replacing the tensioner, guys, I would recommend to put a new chain too. Okay, you're already here, so why not to just finish the job like it's supposed to be done. But if you just want to replace the tensioner, we'll explain, guys, how to do that today. So, let's start on it now. So when you open the hood of your car, you're going to face this way. You need to remove your engine cover. In order to remove the engine cover, guys, you just pull it straight out. Okay, it attaches to these four places on the valve cover. Here you will have your air filter box. You need to get that clamp loose so you can pull the hose back. And this will be a vacuum hose attached to the air filter hose box, that you need to remove. After that, you need a clip removal too, guys, and right here you will have one clip that you need to remove. It will be just like that clip here, guys, but this is broken. Next, 10mm socket, guys, and we're going to go ahead, okay, and remove that bolt. Perfect. After that, guys, what needs to be done? You will need to disconnect the sensor for the intake temperature sensor, and then you have one hose clamp, okay, for the okay, let me focus there quick. This is for the throttle body. Get that one loose, guys, and after that, go ahead and pull it out. Perfect. You can see it came out just like that. Now, what else we need to do? We need to start, guys, with wiring harness, disconnecting wiring harness and all that stuff. So that will take quite a bit of work now. We're going to start now, guys. Okay, here we have a few clips. Okay, so if you grab it with, okay, underneath a little bit, okay, pull, you can get those clips out. Somebody broke them. Okay, here it's supposed to be another one, it's broken. Here we're supposed to have two and one there. One is already broke, two are broken, one is good. Somebody didn't take care of it, guys. We need to disconnect ignition coils. How you do that? You pull that piece back. Okay, it's supposed to be back, okay, closed like that. Grab it, pull it like that, push down. Okay, let's do this one so I can show you a little bit better. Now push down here and pull it out. We do that to all four ignition coils. Here, guys, you have the camshaft position sensor. Press down, pull it out as well, and disconnect it from, okay, from that coolant pipe right here. This is the PCV valve hose. Pull it out. Perfect. Next, guys, what do we need to do? That wiring harness is loose on this side, as you can see. We need to start, guys, okay, removing here ignition coils. 10mm socket, and we can start on that now. Perfect. Grab each one of them, pull them straight out. Okay, great. Now, what else, guys, we need to do? We need to, guys, okay, start right here, that coolant pipe. We'll need to remove that one. So here you will need to unscrew that post for the valve, for the engine cover, Just grab it and unscrew it like that. After that, 10mm nut. Remove that one. And you can just pull that one gently, careful not to break it there. Okay, gently pull it up. Perfect. Okay, and we'll leave it on the side. Now, let's see what else we have. Right here, wiring harness goes on top of this bolt, pull it out, and from that point on, I think all we will need is 8mm deep socket, guys, and we'll start removing bolts. We'll show you where every bolt is located now, so you can remove the valve cover. Let's start on it now. 1, 2, 3. Now we start on this side. 4, guys. 5 bolts. 6 here. 7. 8. Okay, there we have 9 in the corner. 10. 11. 12 right behind the spark plugs. 13. 14, guys. Here, one more underneath that wiring harness. 15 bolts on the outside, 4 on the inside now. So altogether we have 19 bolts. Now that valve cover may be stuck, so you may just gently pry it here with a screwdriver. If it doesn't come out, guys, after prying it a little bit, probably some bolt is still holding. Make sure, because here you have a little bit of silicone, even though it's a gasket where the timing cover meets with the cylinder head. You have a little bit of silicone, and you have a little bit of silicone towards the last cap right before the vacuum pump. Grab it, guys, and pull it out. Okay, you can see it just like that. It came out. So we can pre-loosen this now. These 3 bolts for the pulley. Water pump pulley, so just get them loose, don't remove them. We do that while the belt is holding, that way the pulley will not be spinning. Now we can go ahead and remove the belt. 16mm socket, we go counterclockwise, and we can go ahead and remove the belt out. Okay, just like that. Great, it came out. So with the wrench, guys, or breaker bar, it's almost impossible to get that bolt loose. Okay, we're going to bring it to TDC point. Okay, so now the crankshaft pulley bolt, it's impossible to take it with the breaker bar unless you guys damage something. So what we use, guys, our setup here, DeWalt air compressor. You can find the links in the description of the video below. Very little compressor. Only 6 gallons, but it goes all the way to 165 psi. This is amazing. And Ingersoll Rand, guys, impact, very powerful impact. And we'll go ahead and remove it with a 22mm socket now. Okay, perfect. You can see, and it came out. Now we can go ahead and remove the pulley, guys, all the way. Okay, just like that. So what do we need to do next, guys? We need to start removing, okay, the water pump pulley, okay, all the way out. You can see it comes out super easy. Next we need to remove the idle pulley here and the tensioner pulley. There is one difference. The idle pulley is regular thread, the tensioner pulley is reverse thread. So it's pretty tight. We'll use the ratchet. Okay, hasn't been removed for a while. Perfect, came out. Now the one on top, okay, it's a 16mm socket, guys. This one is 16mm and it's a reverse threaded socket actually. Bolt, excuse me, socket. Bolt. Perfect. Okay, great. Now we need to start removing the bolts. We're going to change the battery quick on the impact, and you're going to see, guys, all the bolts on the timing cover will need to be removed. We're going to start, okay, you can see you have this bolt, this, here, here you have a few underneath here, and you have to remove the actually the bracket for the AC compressor on the bottom, and we need to go all the way around. So make sure you stay until the end and we'll show you what needs to be done now. So we'll start with the 10mm bolts first. Now we have a few here. This is for the open. Now guys, we need to remove the bracket for the AC compressor, because underneath it there is a hidden bolt. One hidden bolt, and we'll explain where it's located. So we'll need to remove that bolt now right here. Okay, you can see the bottom bolt on the AC compressor, 13mm socket. We get it out. Now we have 3 bolts, I believe, okay, holding that bracket to the oil pan, and the engine block and the timing cover. So 12mm socket now. We move the engine a little bit, guys, so we can show you. Once we remove the bracket, I will be able to show you exactly where the bolts are. Okay, and we should have one more after that, in the corner here. So after this one, that bracket will come loose. Okay, and let me show you where all the bolts are now. So you can see 1, 2, 3 bolts that we had to remove. Now 10mm socket, and we have that hidden bolt for the oil pan that we need to remove. Okay, and we got this one out. Next, we continue, guys, with the 13mm or 12mm. Next, we're going to switch to 13. Now we switch to 15mm, and we'll be almost ready, guys. We'll show you what sealant to use for the timing cover. It works really good. And it's way better looking than that red one. I just don't like the red one. I'm not a big fan of it. The one that we use, it's gray, it's max torque, really good quality. Now we have 2 guides. Let me explain quick. Okay, right here you have a guide, right here it may be stuck. Now you have to be very gentle how you pry that thing, because if it's stuck, it can crack super easy, guys. We've broken a few in the past from not being careful, so be careful. Gently, start, okay. Prying on one side, switch on the other side a little bit, don't just go all of a sudden. So we're done with all the bolts. Now we'll be ready to remove the timing cover, but we want to make sure that we have the engine at TDC point, top dead center. Put your crankshaft pulley, guys. Okay, and this is the mark right here. This is the mark that needs to be brought and aligned with this mark here. So we're going to turn the engine clockwise in our case. Okay, always goes clockwise. Okay, until we reach, guys, that mark there. So we'll just turn it clockwise. You might need to put the bolt and turn it with the bolt if you can. If you remove your spark plugs, it will be way easier to turn, guys. Okay, check it out now. This is your TDC point right here with that mark. So now we're going to remove the pulley and we're going to remove the cover. Let me explain quick here. You have 2 metal guides, okay, that are holding. So if you pry way too much, that silicone gasket maker will be stuck really bad. If you pry too much on one side and it doesn't come out, you can crack that whole cover, guys. We've broken a couple in the past because we were not careful and we weren't our lesson. This is expensive cover too, so go ahead, pull it out, guys. Now we will explain, guys, okay, what to clean that with, what we use to, okay, to reseal it and all that stuff. as you know, Dodge used the red silicone gasket maker. We like the gray one. Okay, let me show you here. This is, guys, the gray one, ultra gray gasket maker, maximum torque. This is amazing, guys. We've been using it for the last probably 3 years, and we never had any problems with that thing. It's gray in color, so it's really nice and nice looking, not like sticking out red. And you get, guys, a scraper if you need to buy any of those tools, or the gasket maker. We'll have the link in the description of the video below. You need to clean your cover really good, timing cover. You will, guys, need to clean also the engine block here and the cylinder head when you're ready, guys, to reinstall everything. Just put shop towels or something so things don't fall in the oil pan. You don't want that stuff to go in the oil pan, guys. And clean everything with rubbing alcohol when you're ready to put it together. So when you open your engine, guys, you're not going to have the timing marks aligned perfect, guys. Why we have them? We put them that way so you can see, guys, yourself, okay, where they needs to be, but we'll have a special video about setting the timing and all that stuff. Replacing the timing chain tensioner, guys, I would recommend to do it the correct way. At TDC point, you need to remove it. You need to set your timing again to make sure that everything is perfect. We do it sometimes without that, but if you guys jump one tooth on the timing chain, you can say probably bye-bye to your engine. So don't do that, guys, depending on how much you jump and all that stuff. But if you have 2 people, okay, doing the job, I'll show you guys what you can do. If one person is holding, okay, the timing chain tensioner arm, okay, one person can remove this one and install the new one really quick. But our guys recommend, okay, to always set your timing when you replace timing chain tensioner. Even though this chain is pretty short, so it's hard for it to jump, it's still possible. So I'll definitely, guys, recommend to do it the correct way. But if you want to see how we can cheat now, okay, you can go ahead, remove it. I'm going to hold here. Okay, the old tensioner is coming out. We'll grab the new one now and install it while I'm holding this thing here. So we, guys, grab the new tensioner. Okay, you want to clean everything, make sure everything's clean here. I'm still holding the tensioner arm, and we're going to go ahead and install the bolts. Now stay with us, I'll show you guys what else you can do. Okay, while I'm still holding, the second person will release the tensioner. Okay, I'm going to pull to make sure it's there, it's good. If you guys want to make sure that you didn't jump the timing, mark one of the tooth, okay, with the camshaft to make sure that they stay at the same time, and one on the crankshaft. That way you will know that you didn't jump the timing for sure, otherwise you can damage your engine. So that's how you guys do it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos, and see you guys next time.